Should we kill the kids in foster care? And
Why not? Why not? If that's the case,
we should kill the kids in foster care that aren't wanted.
who's gonna take care of them?
Or God.
So you spoke to God and He told you everything in the Bible. Shut the f up.
He first spoke to me.
You sound dumb as f. Not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're gonna talk about this crazy interaction from New York. So the clip says a New York City woman who decked pro-life activist claims she was provoked into violence. This is probably one of the most craziest clips that you'll ever see. So we're gonna get into the article, but we're gonna watch the video first. And the main point of this video is to highlight how many people are actually in support of this violent, unhinged pro-choice woman. So let's not waste any time and get into this clip, and then we'll come back to the article.
Channel?
Yeah, we're doing some interviews today.
I love your skin tone too.
Thank you. Such a good vibe.
Of course.
Well, awesome. So we're asking people's opinion today on Planned Parenthood. Are you familiar with them?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know what they provide?
Yes. Abortions.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Safe abortions.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you know any other services that they provide?
I know, like, to teens, if you're under 18, you could get like birth control, condoms, counseling. They offer a lot of, you know, beneficial things that the youth really should use right now.
Okay. So you have a pretty positive view of Planned Parenthood.
I mean, majority. I don't know. Is this like a yes or no? Am I
It's
wrong?
your opinion.
But yeah, that is definitely my opinion. I feel like, especially as teens, you know, people get caught up in things that they really don't want to commit to for their entire lives. So, if you know you get caught up with the wrong guy, you think you're in love, and then, boop, now you stuck. Not stuck, but you're stuck with a baby for the rest of, you know, this time, literally the rest of their lives and your life, if you're that kind of mother, because some women just don't have it in them and they abandon them and abuse them and all kind of shit. And it's like, girl, just get rid of it if you know you're gonna do that.
Get rid of them. Why not just give them to another family that's good?
No, but exactly, even that, and that's another option that Planned Parenthood offers. So it's like, if you know that you are not the being who can provide for this child, then there are alternative options out there for you. So I think Planned Parenthood is a space that creates something that's safe for women, especially teens, Black and Latina teens especially, because it's free. You can call them, go to them. I know because I've worked with the Children's Aid Society for a long time, so we kind of aligned with them. But yeah, I feel like if, as a woman, pro-choice is your option, because men, if they want to just get up and go, they can, honestly.
They shouldn't, but...
They shouldn't. They never should. I grew up with 2 sets of grandparents and my parents, and please, everybody, you know, lives like happily ever after, but nobody else, not nobody else, but a lot of people do not experience the same kind of lifestyle or childhood that I grew up with, having 2 parents and grandparents and people to look up to and things like that. So I definitely understand why people do abort children. Don't have babies that you don't want. Don't have babies that men are telling you in front of your face that they do not want. I wish them would stop doing that. Like it's like a plan to.
Why don't they just stop having sex with people they don't want to have a child with?
That too. Or to just don't have unprotected sex. You know, be smarter about your choices. Get on birth control. There's so many options, especially if you're like a teenager, especially in New York City.
Okay.
Children's Aid Society, please reach out to them. They do a lot of free counseling, a lot of free clinical work, STD checks, abortion, all kind of things that you can go to, speak to someone about if you aren't really sure before making the final decision. But to me, it's always pro-choice, your body, your life, because baby, that baby is gonna be a baby.
It's a baby.
Yeah, and you're gonna have that baby forever. So yeah.
Well, do you know that Planned Parenthood gets nearly $700 million of our taxpayer money every year?
700 million. I mean, honestly, I can't go against Planned Parenthood. I just can't.
Okay.
I just can't.
You think that's a lot of money?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's a lot of money, because if we're being honest, Elon Musk, he can literally stop world hunger twice.
Sure, but we're talking about
Still
Planned
has
Parenthood, they could stop world hunger. I mean, $700 million a year. Imagine if you made $700 million a year, where you'd be at in a decade.
$700 million for how many single mothers?
Of our money. But they're not giving it to single mothers, though. Yeah.
I mean, if we're gonna just, you know, single out where it is that our tax dollars go, then the police, respectfully. They beat on us as, I'm a black person, it's black people, they beat on us, they murder us, abuse us even now with Trump pushing the immigration deportation. That's bull. Because there's people who are here who have been immigrants 55 years, who work every single day, get up, provide for their families, and haven't seen their own parents in 30 years. And now they come to this country, they build a better life, they can't even make it to go back home. Like, now they're gonna get deported, they gotta leave their children. Like, it's so extensive. There are so many other issues that we need to worry about as far as women's bodies and their rights. It's crazy. Yeah. But as far as being a woman, in any city or any state or any country, you should have the right to decide what you want to do. I shouldn't be forced to raise anyone's child because the state feels like this is what's beneficial. Oh, we need to be producing more children. Oh, there's such a loss in reproduction. We don't have money. There's no finances for reproduction. Like, this is why you go and you get an abortion, because I don't have
just like how you said we shouldn't be forced to raise other people's kids, we shouldn't be forced to pay for other people's abortions, because half the country, they don't believe in abortions, whether that's for scientific reasons, for religious reasons, and we should respect that, right? If you want to go get a procedure, then you should be able to pay for it. Do you agree?
Not necessarily.
Or somebody else should pay for it.
Now you put me up in the air, because saying that we're paying for a procedure is like, you want to get a BBL and my taxpayer dollars are paying for your silicone. That's different.
How is it different?
As opposed to be me being a 14-year-old girl in the Bronx who's gone through any kind of molestation, rape, anything. You really don't know what people go through. And I need to abort this baby, and I don't have the right to, or I don't have the funds to, or I don't have the means to at all. Nowhere to go. There's no Planned Parenthood. There's no Medicaid. There's no anything that's beneficial to a younger youth, especially someone who's afraid to go to their parent. You can't go through your insurance. It's a lot. So to me, there's a difference in that, because taxpayer dollars pay for police, who are still corrupt. Pay for doctors, who should be paid more because they literally save lives every day. Should go to nurses who put their lives on the line in emergency rooms, on the streets, who are literally legally obligated to do so. It's like, why aren't they getting the money as opposed to us providing the money to the billions that we just supported in the Ukraine?
Yeah, every Planned Parenthood has donors as well, because they're a 501c3. So if you want to donate to Planned Parenthood, that's totally fine. You do that with your consent. But the issue that I think a lot of Americans have is that they don't believe in abortion, or they just don't believe in paying for other people's medical business, and they're being forced to through taxpayer dollars. So it's really interesting, because since 2010, prenatal care has been down for 80% since 2010 at Planned Parenthood. Adoption referrals. So this is why this is research straight from their yearly report of 2022 to 2023, I believe it is. And so they're a 501c3. They have to tell us what they do every single year. So this is straight.
Which should be any union corporation. If we are paying tax dollars towards you, I need to know that you are doing the job and doing it correctly.
Right. But let me continue to tell you. So the STI testing and treatment down 15% since 2019. Client numbers down overall 34% since 2006.
Nobody has insurance. I don't have insurance.
Donors down 21%. Contraceptives down 44%. Breast screenings, manual breast exams down over 80%. And you mentioned adoption. They commit 228 abortions for every one adoption referral. So why are they getting so much more money yet all of their services are going down?
The services are going down because people are afraid. Women.
What are they afraid of?
Women don't know. They don't know what they're exposing their bodies to. A lot of people, especially behind abortion, there's a stigma that if you get an abortion, you can never have a child again. So it's like a definitive decision. And this is the whole point.
There's a chance that you can't, because your uterus can be perforated, but their abortions are going up. So they used to have this slogan where they said safe, legal, and rare. That's what we want, safe, legal, and rare abortions, until it was exposed that a lot of these facilities were requiring abortion quotas. So the more abortions each facility did, the more praise that they would get awards. And so it's really interesting. That doesn't really make it seem like they want safe, legal, and rare abortions.
As a New Yorker and a woman, I will say I have never gotten an email that was promoting an abortion, that was saying if you need this, it is safe. This is something that we offer as a city, as insurance, as any kind of taxpayer, as any kind of beneficiary of what it is that we're paying towards. So from there, it's like taxpayer money. We don't know where the this money goes at all. Any of us, honestly, unless you're really into your politics and you're digging in the books. Like,
no, I'm into it because that's a lot of money being taken,
I'm sure it's a lot
and
of money.
it looks like it's going toward abortions. Which, why, if they're called Planned Parenthood, why are they not making it so that you are planning your parenthood, not just then ending it with an abortion?
Baby, how much money is Planned Parenthood supposed to give you every month, every 2 months, every 3 months for a child? The child care tax doesn't even cover child care.
Well, they don't do that, but pregnancy resource centers do.
Absolutely not. You're going to get a portion of the funding that you need. Similac a can is $43. $43 for Similac. In New York City on 126th Street, you're already paying $2,500 in rent to stay wherever you are. God forbid you don't have food stamps or WIC. Without any kind of governmental support, people would literally be like offing themselves because there's nothing else that you can do. Yeah. You can drop your child off at a fire safety to leave them at the
why don't we do that? Because there are over 2 million families waiting to adopt in America.
How many people can you think, or are you going to assume, would literally abandon their children with no repercussions from the state?
No, it's called safe haven baby boxes, where at a fire station or hospital you can leave your baby and the mother doesn't have to do anything with it. But that's better than killing her baby through abortion, right?
No, ma'am.
It's not better to give your baby up to a family who wants them instead of killing them?
No, ma'am. I have seen so many stories and countless, literally, like countless stories. My grandmother used to teach health and safety classes for people who wanted to become daycare providers. And we've seen so many instances where it's just, I could love you today, I love you to death, you're my baby. But as a teen mom, as a mom who's on her own, you have no support. You constantly have to provide. You're here day to day, day and out. It's crying, it's screaming, it's crying. You have nowhere to turn to. Now I stand you up and I shake you and I kill you. When I could have just not had you in the first place because it was never my plan.
You think that teen moms who struggle will end up killing their children after they're born?
Girl.
I'm trying to follow along with your story here.
I'm saying that there's a higher percentage of people who murder their children on accident out of frustration because they don't have the support, especially in communities like this where there's no funding, where there's no programs, where we don't have
shaken baby syndrome, where they shake their baby.
It could be SIDS, but SIDS still also applies to you even laying your baby down on their back and they turn over the wrong direction. They will literally pass away.
Well, yeah, but that's like a death that was going.
It wasn't
to, is not. It was. It was
not. No.
But what is preventable?
Is death. SIDS is not preventable.
Well, actually, a large percentage of the children who die from SIDS had a vaccine the same day. So that's another thing. That's a whole other story.
That's a whole other topic with the vaccine.
But I will say to you, like
sudden infant death syndrome, and there have been over 80% of infants who have passed away from it, and it's simply from not laying your baby on their back to sleep.
And that's horrible, but I mean, 1 million babies are also dying a year from abortion.
Again, don't know that. You can die. What's the percentage of women dying from birth? For children that they don't even want, or the men don't even want, who are already refusing to provide for them prior to them even being born. So now what?
It doesn't matter if they're
be a single mom or put my body through this entirely different experience to at the end of it give them up and go home like nothing ever happened. That doesn't make sense to me, as opposed to you being put to sleep, boop boop, take the baby out. It's like you start over.
You don't, because we see post-abortive women and how they deal with abortion, and their chance of turning toward drugs and alcohol skyrockets. They have problems.
What percentage is that? What percentage is that?
Well, I don't have the exact percentage, but I believe it goes up 150%.
And Butte, girl. And you had the facts.
Do you know what happens in an abortion?
Yes.
What happens in an abortion?
They literally suck the life out of you. They're gonna take the whole baby out, and as they should, because I shouldn't be a taxpayer paying child support and food stamps and WIC for
You
women
should be a
who never
taxpayer
wanted the
paying
baby.
for abortions?
Exactly. But as for a woman who didn't want the baby in the first place, that doesn't make sense to me. If you told me from the get-go, I can't do this, I don't have the funds, I make $20 an hour in McDonald's, and I live with my mother, and I'm pregnant with twins, and the father told me he doesn't want them.
Why is that the baby's fault?
Exactly my point. You think I should still follow through with this pregnancy?
Yes.
Provide. Why?
Because that baby has a life.
That's dumb. Bring 2 more kids into this world that nobody wants.
I want
that
them.
Are 80%. How? You gonna take everybody's baby?
Yes,
That's
I will.
80%, baby. That are 80% more likely to get put into the system, molested.
Where is that
abused.
statistic from?
Girl. With no parents, what do you think the likeliness is of you being molested? Let's Google that right now. Literally. Because your stats
that's
aren't
not
making
the
sense.
fault of pro-lifers, though. That's the fault
not
of
the
people
fault.
that are
That's the fault of
molesters.
people who are not pro-life. That's the
people that are not pro-life want abortions.
Exactly. That's the people who are pro-life, because you're
How?
gonna say, I don't
want people molested.
I don't give a about you before you're here. So why would I give a about you when you're born?
I
As
care
a
about
parent,
both.
because 98% of the time it's the male who's gonna say, we never decided this. This was never on my plate.
You decided
And
it
as
when
a
you laid down and had sex.
You're gonna turn around and decide, I'm gonna have this baby after this man already told you I don't want this baby. I don't want to be with you. I'm not gonna provide. And you proceeded. Now he looks bad.
Yeah, so my dad didn't want me,
That's
but my mom
crazy.
didn't kill me just because my dad didn't want me.
But and that's her choice. That's
No, it
where
wasn't
the
her
choice
choice.
comes in. That is
Because
her
it's
choice,
my-
because she
that was
could've
my
went
body inside
and
of her
safe
body.
Abortion.
It wouldn't have
That's
been
the whole
safe because I
point.
would have died. How is an abortion
Exactly.
safe if a baby
Girl,
dies?
you're an embryo.
Yeah, an embryo of what?
Of nothing, really.
Of a
because
human.
Embryo, no, you
It's
don't
just a
even,
stage of human
you-
development.
You do not even have any kind of limbs yet. You don't even feel physical.
Some people
pain
that
if
are
you go
born
in the
don't
right
have limbs.
direction.
Some people that are born
You
are
just
paralyzed.
have to know what you're doing. You need to just protect yourself if you can.
Yeah.
And honestly, don't have babies with people who don't want to have babies with you. Because people.
But when
like
you're pregnant, you already have a
say
baby.
That you need to be pro-life, and you don't. Don't ever sit here and lock yourself down with a man who already told you he doesn't want to be with you. He doesn't.
I
want
agree
to
with
provide.
you.
I'm not disagreeing with you
But,
either. I understand.
You don't get to kill
But
the
what I'm
baby just
saying
because
is
their dad didn't
that
want
you
them.
can.
Should we kill the kids in foster care? And
Why not?
That are,
Why not? If that's the case,
we should kill the kids in foster care that aren't wanted.
who's going to take care of them? I need to know the percentage of people who take children from foster care and abuse them and molest them, who make them like personal slaves.
We should just kill them.
Statistics before you come to me talking about pro-life. I
We
think
should
that
kill the
as a
victims
child,
of molestation.
I think, what does this have to do with molestation?
You just mentioned people
What I'm
molesting
saying
children.
is,
We should
in
kill the kids in
general,
foster care
as
is
in
what you said.
overall. What I'm saying is in general, overall. If I don't want to have a baby, I should have the choice to.
Just don't have
the
sex
baby or
then.
not.
Just don't have sex.
That's not even logical. You
It is.
sound dumb as
It
like,
is.
who are you, Nancy?
I sound down.
You
sound
do.
dumb as- Okay.
It does, because even as teens, people explore. And it's like, as funny as you want to be,
well.
people should still have the choice. I don't give a if it's, oh no, oh, it was a mistake today. Oh my God, I
Do you believe in God?
Option to get
Do you believe in God? Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you believe God makes mistakes?
Yes.
He does.
Of course. Everybody makes mistakes.
But God is perfect. Are you a Christian?
I never said that.
Are you a Christian?
I would never say that.
Are you a Christian?
My family's Christian.
So you're not a Christian.
I guess.
You guess what?
Based off of what's going on and I guess my lineage is Christian. I wouldn't say that my full belief is a Christian belief. There's no abortion. You have to stay married. If you're pregnant with that man, you have to be married. There's so many like restrictions and constrictions when it comes to religion that is.
There's a reason for that because it
But
protects people.
But that's dumb as because religion is all hearsay, baby. All you listening to is a Bible that somebody else told you, somebody else wrote.
Nobody told me. I've literally encountered God.
So you spoke to God and he told you everything in the Bible.
Well,
Shut the fuck up.
he
You
first
sound
spoke
dumb
to
as You sound dumb as Listen, there's a thing called cosmopolitanism, which literally is saying there's this one big glorious story that combines all of the religions. Because if you read the Bible, you can search into Buddhism, being a Muslim, anything that you need, they all kind of provide the same story in a different version. But it's still all hearsay. It's all hearsay. It's all, my auntie told me, my niece
My
told
auntie
me,
didn't tell me.
My auntie told me. You think these biblical writings are all just, what, off the brick? Like, you can't be that naive.
There were
I see
over
that you're a
40
smart
men
woman.
that actually
Come
wrote
on
the
now.
Bible.
Oh my God, you one of those. You
That's just the history. That's just the history of Jesus Christ and the Bible.
It's not. We started from Pangea.
So what does the Bible say about human life?
The Big Bang Theory. Our entire life is science and math, and I think you're
You're
a
an
idiot
atheist.
if you don't think it is.
So you went from saying that my outfit was really cute to saying I'm an effing idiot. That's so mean.
But I think that
You
your
did.
point of view is very obstructed, and I think that you just don't understand the magnitude of having a child.
Yeah, well, I'm not the one who admitted they would be
Being
okay
an
with killing
adult.
babies in foster care and killing children that have been
That's
abused.
not the point. What I'm saying.
That's really.
Stop holding me. What's wrong with you? Stop holding me. No. Stop my.
Oh my God.
She attacked my wife.
Your wife just attacked me.
She said, your wife attacked me.
She just punched me in the face. We were just doing a street interview with my camera and everything was fine for over 20 minutes or however long we were filming, and then she just punched me in the face.
Yeah, so there you have it. That's where the altercation ends. That woman needs to go to jail immediately. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how much you disagree with what the interviewer was saying. She did not deserve to get hit. Period. It doesn't matter how triggered that woman got. She was not justified whatsoever to put her hands on that woman. It's crazy how many people are justifying this. I'm going to show you what I mean. But let's get into the article first. So this says, the woman who socked a pro-life reporter in the face during a filmed interview offered an apology Saturday, but claimed her antagonistic victim goaded her into violence. Brianna Rivers, that's the woman right here, of the Bronx, admitted she was wrong for slugging Savannah Carvin and Tao, a reporter for pro-life advocacy group Life Action. To Savannah, I sincerely apologize, but cannot sit around and allow you to continue pushing this one-sided narrative. Now, mind you, we watched the whole clip. It's not one-sided at all. I understand hands being put on someone is never the answer, but throwing rocks and hiding hands is worse, Rivers wrote on a Facebook post. She knows the truth and she needs to release the footage in its entirety. Savannah is a professional antagonist, not a reporter, and the truth will be told. Well, we just watched the truth. What truth is being hidden that we did not get to see? We watched the whole interaction from beginning to end. What is Savannah hiding that caused you to justify hitting her? So the article continues to say, Rivers shared a note accusing Carvin and Tao of intentionally antagonizing her during their man on the street interview in Harlem, in which Carvin repeatedly cut the pro-choice Rivers off while she was speaking. Rivers also accused Carvin of editing the footage to remove what she called relentless antagonization and the moments leading up to the sucker punch. We watched the whole clip once again. Any of you guys that seen that and can justify this woman hitting her, you need some type of mental check. Something is absolutely wrong with you, 100% wrong with you. All right, so I will not allow my image to be defamed by this woman's action. Anyone who knows me knows how respectful I am. I don't even litter. There's no way you believe I'm punching people for disagreeing with my point of view, wrote Rivers, who could not immediately be reached for comments. What is this woman talking about? We just literally witnessed you punch a woman because you got offended, triggered, because she disagreed with you. What are you talking about? What is this? This statement doesn't even make sense. Carvin reported the incident to police and admitted to provoking Rivers. It doesn't matter how much provocation was going on. Verbal provocation. There was no physical danger that she was experiencing that she needed to harm that woman or defend herself. Rivers had not been arrested as of Saturday afternoon. The two butted heads during a conversation on the street Thursday about Planned Parenthood and abortion that Carvin, 23, was conducting as part of her work for Live Action. So this is the post that that woman made. So she said, "I need a platform to share my side of the events. She has 7 million views, making me out to be a child killer monster when she knows the truth. She railroaded me into all of this. She needs to release the unedited footage with her relentless antagonization on a subject that is very touchy." Wow. I will not allow my image to be defamed by this woman's action. Anyone who knows me knows how respectful I am. I don't even litter. There's no way you believe I'm punching people for disagreeing with my point of view. Well, Miss Rivers, we watched the video. We don't have to believe anything except watch the video. What are you talking about? So she wrote another apology, it looks like. She says, "To Savannah, I sincerely apologize, but cannot sit around and allow you to continue pushing this one-sided narrative. I understand hands being put on someone is never the answer, but throwing rocks and hiding hands is worse." Wow. She knows the truth and needs to release the footage in its entirety. Savannah is a professional antagonist, not a reporter, and the truth will be told. Ma'am, I mean, what else is not being told? I don't understand what's missing here. What context are we missing? Then the article says the interview gradually grew sour as Carvin routinely interrupted Rivers, claimed women who have undergone abortion were killing babies, which is the truth, and even laughed at her interview subject the video showed. Things took a turn when Carvin asked whether foster kids should be killed because they're not wanted, and Rivers responded, "Why not?" which she did. Quote, "Who's going to take care of them? I need to know the percentage of people who taken children from foster care and abuse them and molest them. Who makes them personal slaves? I need specifics before you come to talk to me about pro-life," the assailant said. Wow. The pair went back and forth, and Jesus Christ, went back and forth for another minute before the video clipped. Carvin then is heard repeating the foster care question she had posted to Rivers. Quote, "I'm not the only one who admitted they would be okay with killing babies in foster care and killing children that have been abused. That's not the point. What I'm saying is," Rivers said before unleashing a combo of punches directly to Carvin's face and quickly stalking off. Wow. The conservative influencer who posts various videos shaming and making fun of progressive women is now nursing a black eye, 2 stitches below her eyebrow, significant pain in her nasal area, and a heavy psychological burden, she told the Post. It's always these big back, high calorie women that just seem to never be able to control their emotions, right? This is crazy. Mentally, I'm kind of struggling. I'm having a lot of stress, just flashbacks about what happened to me, Carvin explained. Every time I go to my phone or go on my phone and I open any social media, I see the video of myself being assaulted, and it's like I go back to the moment. It's terrifying. Yeah, so the point of this video, like I said, is to show you guys how many people are actually in support of this delusional, unhinged, violent woman that needs to be in jail. I mean, these comments are absolutely crazy. So this is the top comment. It says, "Girl found out real life isn't like a comment section." Somebody else says, "You can tell the woman being interviewed has lived a life. She articulated her viewpoint very intelligently, and nothing she said was well received. Next comment says, interviewer says it's an interview, tries to turn it into a debate, proceeds to cut her off and interrupt, then goes off on killing kids as a gotcha. She got what she deserved. Wow. This is the so-called tolerant left, guys. They actually believe in violence when you disagree with them. This is crazy. Somebody else says, don't baselessly call someone a child killer if you don't want to get effed up. So, once again, abortion is killing a child, so it's not baseless. And just because somebody says that to you is not justification to get effed up. Like, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? Somebody says, y'all be quick to say people want to adopt like there aren't kids full in the system, never being adopted or being abused by their adopted parents. So yeah, just go ahead and just kill them. Just get rid of them. Just take them out. Somebody says, you don't get to insult people without consequences in real life. Having said that, I would have walked away as soon as she said she had voices in her head. He's probably referring to her having conversations with God. Wow. Yeah, you're right. She should just walk away and not put hands on people. Somebody says, how are you interviewing people on a sensitive topic that you have strong views on? This is a debate. Okay, it doesn't matter if it was a debate or an interview. She still didn't deserve to get hit. The interviewer needs to learn to how to mind her own business. She trapped that woman for 20 minutes under false pretense. Did these people watch the same interview? Did these people watch the same interview, yo? I don't understand. Somebody says antagonizing New Yorkers and you get punched is generally expected if you're rage baiting people. Wow, this is absolutely insane. This is insane. I mean, once again, you can disagree with this woman as much as you want, but touching her and putting her your hands on her is absolutely crossing the line. Somebody says when trolling doesn't work out like you thought it would. Wow. Was it wrong to get punched? Yes. Did she deserve to get punched? Also, yes. Wow. She earned every bit of that 2-piece and biscuit. Wow. Being offensive to people will offend and upset them. What a shock. Yeah, but you're still not justified in hitting them. Here's the thing. People like her resort to violence when they've ran out of ideas, right? When they can no longer intelligently articulate their words and their ideas, right? Clearly articulate them. They resort to violence. That's called frustration. She was so frustrated that she could not respond to Savannah in a more intelligent way. So therefore, she resorts to violence. That's how these people operate. This is so crazy to me. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let's talk about it in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. You think that was justified? Did she deserve to get beat up and punched on? Let me know in the comment section. Let's talk about it. And of course, if you are brand new, consider hitting subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.